After being attacked by Zhang, the Tay Sun soldiers died like a crow. The survivors quickly alerted the captain. The captain returned. It's very painful to see your partner killed. A panicked man asked the captain, now we have to do SAO. The captain's name gritted his teeth furiously. Look at the scene. He is determined. This attack is certainly not accidental. There's a traitor here who leaked the information. A girl who feels she can't understand, speaking out loud. There's always someone watching the movements of the hideout. I didn't see him out at all. You can't say there's another way out. The other guy punched his hands in anger. It's certainly true. Our base doesn't have just one way out. Zhang coordinated with the spy. They know our time of action, intentionally to cause casualties. Captain's name, let us think for a moment and realize. If that's the case, the tunneling plan is completely exposed. Suddenly, there's a guy running to report. In the rush, check the number of people. Then we found a local superhuman. He disappeared, and no body was found. The captain's salary has not returned. The captain's name clenched his teeth. Look, there's not even one person inside. The 6-year-old standing next to him was also sweating unbelievably. Then the captain's name gave the order. Chasing is still in time. We have to make him pay. Lead the way, old village chief with his hands. Captain's salary tunneling. Then the old man could no longer stand and fall down. A lot of people died in the village. How do I talk to people? Transfer the scene to Zhang Yi's shelter. Name from spring. The fire led to a room with a lot of toys. According to his taste, the 2 eyes of the lightning spring. So many dolls and hugging pillows. There are also game cards. Slowly spreading. You stay here later. The Tay Sun base is no longer a threat. The dead man flew to bed, hugging a pillow with a picture of a hot girl. Later from spring, I'm willing to serve Zhang Xie like a horse dog. Immortals die without backing down. Let's go back to the engineering room, where Yang Xin Han is controlling information to hack into Tay Sun base, with the information provided by her salary. So Yang Han did not have any difficulty. The young man asked how it was going. Yang Han confidently thanks replied, to Professor Salary for equipment and group of people sent to. I can't contact the headquarters now. At any time, you can also hack into cripple the Tay Sun base. The young man is very satisfied Han's ability and I'll scratch her head. Very good solved. This best elite fighting force. Temporary. We're not going to face the threat anymore. Yang Han girl red, face shy. Then the young man patted her on the shoulder and said, I will definitely follow through on my previous promise. But in front of me, you have to do your best for your students. Through the situation camera, Zhang Yi saw the men of the Tay Sun captain closing in on the shelter. A good play, with all the main actors in place. Move the scene to the Tay Sun people. The captain's name, after observing the tracks at the scene. Speak out loud. Trey stops nearby. Hurry up and get paid for sure. That fucking traitor. An angry guy gnashing his teeth. So many people have died, even if there is no measure. Take the Kier animal from the turtle's shell. You also have to find a path. Secure the right to take the initiative. Suddenly, he saw the shadow in front of him. Then he shouted, He's there. I saw Zhang Yi and the big cat in front of me. The world seems to lose its calm. He shouted out loud. And then the big guy immediately jumped up. I want to process the translation. The girl signaled to stop. Don't rush to come back here. 1 minute of impulsivity is a lifetime of impulsivity. Ignore your teammates' advice. The great Vin Lao put your hand on the rock in front. To access the translation chapter. You can't even bring your life here. The boy thought he could run. Today is the day of your death. Suddenly, young man, it's from the space warehouse. And he kept firing at the big guy. Girder. Hiding bullets in the snow. Just a short distance from the great Vin. He gritted his teeth. I will make you pay with blood. Continue. The great Vin is about to jump. In the meantime, Zhang Yi has put his foot on the button below. Just kick one and it'll trigger the bomb. Immediately, the young man did not hesitate to step on the button. A loud explosion. The white snow splashed. My friend saw this scene. It's a scary time. Great Vin. Somehow the big guy has stepped back. Avoid the explosion. At this time, the female companion, her figure salary from later appeared. Yang brandished her sword along with the big cat, are wagging their sharp fangs. When the captain saw her salary, he was furious. Huge salary jerking, betrayed the base, ran after the enemy. You know what the consequences of this are. She replied coldly, the descent of Descent VI plot. You and I have nothing to say. Just finished, the two sides plunged into chaos. The captain flew in. Prepare to use bilingual attack her salary. Over here, the giant cat. I'm dealing with the girl and the soldiers. I see the situation looks unsettled. She called out to Captain Zheng. Another big bang. Taesun army girl was blown up. Red epidemic. Shot everywhere. Zheng saw his comrades leave with his own eyes. It's a scary time. Kier's body with red fluid flowing out. They form big pools. You take advantage of the opportunity. Captain was distracted and charged at him, rumbling. Young people constantly activate the system. Another bad guy has fallen into the traps of Zhang Yi. A horrifying sight in front of me. Looks sharp with red fluid. The captain was horrified. The subordinate tried to call Captain Zheng, standing remotely observing through the gun's viewfinder. They also knew that the enemy team had been destroyed. The young man ordered Cho from Spring to drag you fat. It's your turn. Name Warren from Spring appeared from behind the Taesun Kier and respond for an hour. Immediately from Spring Lightning using his snow and ice skills. To get attention. Captain Zheng's name came back. I saw the driver riding on his back. The cat left. He was so angry that he gritted his teeth and screamed, salary jerk. Then the cat ran to the name from Spring Lightning, and the salary woman dragged him along. One shot. The cat with her salary, and since Spring Lightning has run away. Captain Zheng. I can only stand and watch in anger. The captain's name from below spoke aloud to Zhang Yi. You don't think, can this little trick trap us? The young man replied, of course not. With young people playing many games and full of intrigue, SAO can be as simple as this. Young man standing on high. Continue to answer questions for the Taesun army. I've lured you here. Why do you only have those childish tricks? Young people are just about to use their skills. Very quickly, the space warehouse was opened. TNT was smoked the day before. He flew towards the Taesun army. Captain's name sees TNT explosives. He ran away with his power and shouted, hiding in the snow. There was a loud explosion, a giant fiery claw rising. Then you can only see the black flames with the smoke flying. Looming far, I can see an arm of the mountain, out behind the snow. The captain's name crept in with great curiosity. What is this pervert doing rumbling? More sounds of the sun, the snow shaking. One of them shouted, the captain's not healed. The captain looked up. The captain looked up. The scene in front of you makes him want to be buried. It's an avalanche. Giant blocks of snow are sliding down. Prepare to crush the Taesun army. After the terrible snow fell, the Taesun army was buried deep below. Young people translate phone calls. Thanks to you too. Otherwise, it's hard to solve them so quickly. Thanks for using the computer. Build a model that calculates a specific location. It can cause an avalanche. If not, my explosives are also difficult to maximize. The girl replied, it's the result of a whole team working together. Zhang Yi's plan to lure the enemy into his trap. Excellent. They're stupid and greedy. I thought I was on the road. I can't believe they're the lambs themselves, waiting for meat. It's also thanks to two psychopaths working together. Surprise. The salary is a little worried right now. My brother Trong. I'm tired. Let's go home. You should confirm later if they are sure. Dead to see again. It's also hard for me to be sure I can escape. Listen to this sentence. Trong Yi full of wonder, There's no need to worry. The infrared robot has transmitted the image. They'll be dead in about 10 minutes. We can slowly observe the process. They're frozen, slowly dying. Back to the shelter. Zhang Yi's people, we are preparing a victory party. Young people are thinking about something. Surprise right now. Shou Kai Ni fell head on Zhang Yi's shoulder. The young man took a sip of wine and said, "That's right. Harming the most powerful group of mutants. I withdrew Han Han. Tay-Sun will also soon reveal the secret. Let the lowest class know. There was no need for us to intervene. They will also self-destruct. In just a few months. That's a lot going on. It's hard to believe the world is always changing. Devastating meteorite battles in the past that robbed the dinosaurs of their hegemony over the Earth. Ice time. It's just a stage of evolution in a long history. Be one of the few survivors. You should feel lucky. You're right. At this moment, my face is as red as a tomato. And just stare at the young man." Then they both gave each other a passionate kiss. All the rest of you, too embarrassed to look. They continue to eat and drink. Move to the Tay-Sun army. The bodies buried under the snow. In one corner, there's still a wiggling hand. That's the captain who was lucky to survive. He quickly moved away. He told himself he absolutely can't die here. Return to Tay-Sun base. The captain's name reported to Mr. Chen. The enemy is dead. Our troops are dead. Mr. Chen slammed the table furiously. I'll give you half an elite army. The results you gave me this paper. Do you know how difficult it is to train more than 50 people? No. They're worth as much as 1,000 regular soldiers. As a result, half of you are buried in the avalanche, half destroyed by the plague. Do you have any face to go back to Tay-Sun base? Was criticized by Master Chen. Lang Feng gritted his teeth after being fooled by Zhang. The rest of the members. It snowed at the foot of the mountain. Ming Liu died escape. The rest of the crew froze to death at the bottom. And then the wind knelt down. My leader is guilty. If you feel I need to die now, they can execute me. But I hope you'll give me a chance. Let me make atonement. They don't kill the disease themselves. I will die without closing my eyes. Mr. Chen gritted his teeth. That's 7 times as big as this. He had to shoot at the battle. As in the current situation, can't throw away this sharp sword. He sighed and said, "Okay, this can't be blamed on you. Just remember your mistake. Later, it depends on your attitude. If you commit a crime again, both the crime and they will be punished twice. First, a week's detention. As punishment, be prepared. Be ready to obey orders at any time. Yes." After the guinea pig left, Master Chen hugged his head and I have underestimated my opponent too much. Such a great loss. The power of the Tay-Sun base was severely reduced. We have to replenish our numbers now. If not in the future, when conflict with other forces would be a great danger. Secretary Sand. When she heard the secretary's name, she immediately walked in. What's wrong? A group of people brought back from town. How's it going from Ra? The results have just been checked and are still not there. However, look at their physical condition is amazing. There's a high probability of a mutant being born. If mutants are so easily born, I don't go to the point of putting up with that. Don't wait. We need the military now. Quickly conduct experiments on them. If the stimulation fails, then transplant the cells of the maple into. Listen to this. The secretary is sweating. Leaders in such a hurry, the success rate will decrease. Even 1/3 of them are hard to survive. What I need now is a fight. Not human resources. There are still many survivors in this city. We can make up for this population. It's always okay. There must be strong armed forces. We can have a voice in this city. What I want is the whole city. It can't be limited to the West Coast. I saw the leader's determination. The secretary didn't dare to comment. Yes, I'll arrange it right away. Look at the map of the attack directions. Mr. Chen, is sweating. But even the mausoleum leads the team. I couldn't calm him down either. What to do in the end? He scratched his head and plucked his hair. You don't really have to use the surname Chu. Let him help us with the SAO ballistic missile. Then Chen remembered. Commander-in-Chief of the Southeast. Gina still owes me a big favor. I promised I could help once. It is one of the 6 major military districts. They have the right to launch missiles. That's one of my cards. It doesn't have to be used to kill this guy. Not using missiles to pull out this nail out of the VI sphere of influence of Tae-Sun Base in conflict with other forces in the future. This nail could take your life. After a moment of reflection, Chen made a decision. You can't risk it. Let's try to negotiate first. Talk to him one last time. Trong Yi surrendered to Tae-Sun Base. Chen immediately told his subordinates, I'll contact Zhang Yi. Get the equipment ready now. Obey orders. A MacBook with a webcam and headphones was rushed by the subordinate. Sit in the position where you are wearing Chen earphones. Just thought, if the campaign is determined 0, let's use this opportunity to completely wipe that shelter off the map. Very fast video she was set up, from Kier to protect. This is not the SAO ceiling leader. I've heard a lot about you. I have admired the name for a long time, he said in a strong voice. Zhang Yi, I'm surprised you can survive until now. The young man calmly replied, Mr. Chen, don't go around anymore. The current Tae-Sun Base. You have died so many soldiers. It's probably not pleasant. Who told you what to do against me? Even if you win, why? Let me be honest with you. If my shelter is destroyed by your attack, I will also destroy all resources. I won't leave you anything. This war, you won't be the last winner. Just let go. I am ready to live in peace with you. Chen replied as he heard Trong Yi, don't be so proud. You really think I can't deal with you? I only regret talent. I want to give you a chance. It's for my Tae-Sun Base. This is your last chance to surrender. I can assure you, you will enjoy a privileged life in Tae-Sun. Let him be the number 2 leader. You have to show your loyalty to me and hand over all the resources in your hands. Hearing this sentence, Zhang Yi felt itchy ears. The young man sat on his feet and answered, Mr. Chen, you must have taken the wrong medicine. This time you lose and I win. You can't do anything to me. He also wants me to be his brother. Are you crazy? My wife and I listened to this. Laughing can't pick up your mouth. Young people, keep provoking like this. I accept you as my brother. Later, he remained docile in the Tae-Sun Base. Say my name if you need anything. I will protect you. Mr. Chen heard that crazy blood crazy. You're looking for your own death. Oh, yeah. But you don't seem capable of sending me to death. Hum. You really think I have no way of dealing with you? Let me tell you, I can send missiles to bombardment. It's your shelter. Chen gritted his teeth and said, no matter how solid your shelter is, can't stop the SAO missile. I heard about missiles. The young man also died for a while. Ballistic missile. The military equipment seems a little tense. Chew for a while. Then I remember something. He answered immediately to Chen. Don't threaten me. Tianhai has never had a missile base. No one has control of the missile. Even you too. The naked man also answered with a stiff mouth. You're just a commoner. You don't know. Doesn't mean I don't have a way to do this. The naked man continued to point to the nails. Doubt. I just want to. Leveling your shelter in the blink of an eye. The young man is also very clever. If you can actually do it. I didn't use it from the beginning. I had to wait until now. When asked this question, Chen looked sorry for the talent. I'm just sorry about your talent. I want to give you a chance. Please remember not to hurt yourself. My patience is very limited, so the water is breaking. Either you submit to me or you die. I heard this threat from Chen. Zhang Yi also cracked his teeth and thought, the expert lies. You think I'm a teenager, so I'm scary. Then Zhang Yi calmly replied, oh, if you can actually maneuver the missile, just try it. Show me. Prove your strength. Don't be here fighting. If you really have that ability, I'll follow you. Without losing face at all. Do you know how important this is now? How can I test it for you? Chen could not help but shout out loud. Don't beat the drum with me anymore. I said, my patience has reached its limit. I saw the old man Zhang Yi's determined attitude. This old man is telling the truth, not lying. But AI can guarantee, in the end, these guys are the best. To pretend and lie. After weighing and counting, he told the naked man, give me a few days to think about it. Zhang Yi, don't you procrastinate. Prolong the time. It doesn't mean anything. The young man replied, you've been waiting so long. What's in a few days? The old man continued to scare. I'll just give you a day to think. After a day, if you don't submit, I'll level your shelter. At the end of the video, Chen sighed. Then he clasped his hands and made a vow. I hope that guy knows what to do. I really don't want to waste this rare opportunity. Into him. Young man, after a long time of negotiation, I have a little edit and stand up. There's only one day, right? I can't tease you. I can't hide. Yang Han asked, does he really have a ballistic missile in his hand? If it was, it would have been used a long time ago. Can't wait until now. Heavy damage 7 just started taking out. Trong translated immediately answered the question, though he is not in Han, but the military districts bordering there's definitely missile control. Expand point to the location of the Tianhai city and on the map. Chen Heaney's position is not low in He said he had a way of getting it's not impossible. The most important thing is, I don't know if he's telling the truth or not. We can't risk people's lives. To take a risk if there's a ballistic missile fired at. Then they'll all adore you. So let's pack up and get out of here. 36 is the top of the book. Shou Kai Ni will come back from the music section. Young people translate. I also agree with this proposal. That's right. That's it. Let's move over there first and talk later. The other two girls agree. Safety is above all else. In a corner of the room, he looked sorry since spring. It's a shame I only moved here a few days ago. Young man pats comforting shoulder. Don't sigh in a hurry. He doesn't have a real missile in his hand. The salary is up now. At least before leaving, you have to fulfill your promise to me first. Zhang Yi turned to look at Han. I immediately understood the idea. Then Yang Xin gave Zhang Yi a small like a SIM card. Take it and give it to me for sure. It's just that this whole thing still needs you to pay to the Tay-Sun base venturing again. Get a deal with Zhang. She quickly goes on a dangerous mission. Very quickly, she arrived inside the Tay-Sun base. I just got through the security door. I can't believe the virus that was planted before. Me through again. Identification measures of the base save no less effort. After passing through the security door, her salary quickly moves into deeper. Hiding at a wall, her salary. I heard the voices of two people walking nearby. I can't believe your salary betrayed you. Not just give up so good conditions and throw away these poor students. Stay here without a care. Spray small talk. Don't let the LAN out. We're just listening. Kier's youth group still doesn't know that. Because of this, I was selected for the experiment. When I heard this, my salary was shocked, sweat on the face. Not quite so either. We're finally doing human trials. Group of young people. Good energy, the highest success rate. And while the Kier too were leaving, just talking, you're hiding in a corner. Slowly take the SIM that Trong Yi gave out. Take advantage of the time the two Kier go away. She attached the SIM card to her phone. Immediately, she pay urgent text. I'm worried about the students. I'm back at Tay Sun Base. Now I need to get the students out of here soon. I need your help. Feedback expansion. Think about how to get the chip give you into any computer in the network center of the base. When fully in control, network of Tay Sun Base, we can help the students get out. She always finished reading the message in a whisper. It's not easy to want to do this. She always gritted her teeth because of the difficulty of this task. The difficulty is really too great to infiltrate the information center. It's extremely defensive and plug a chip into the computer inside. It's so hard. But you just need to be able to hack the network. Information of Tay Sun Base. It could paralyze the entire base for a while. That's the only chance. After a moment of thought and determination, she sent a message to Trongyi. Okay, I'll finish this. I hope you remember the promise you made to me. I remember that. Is to provide food and temporary shelter, right? Of course, it doesn't matter. Take the SIM card out of the phone. Information room is also in warehouse 500 meters from where I live. I just ran away so fast, she whispered. I can't believe how many years I have to go back to my old job. Before being a bodyguard, this is where I was professionally trained. The same time, Zhang with people who are moving from the music district on the off-road vehicle. If the professor's salary is successful in the future when facing Tay Sun, we will gain a great advantage. Yang Han replied with a smile. The most important thing is to be able to steal their intelligence and know their trump card. I also want to see, do they actually have the ability to control missiles? Finally, in the current context, the difference in power, the difference between strategic and non-strategic arms, and the threat they pose is incomparable. Right, brother? That's right. That's the idea. Secret forces are the most dangerous. But when you know your opponent's card, at least we know how to deal with it. Surprise. Girl 6 was driving when she sighed. 6, what are you worried about? I'm worried about your salary. She's in such a dangerous place. To perform a dangerous task, I don't know if there's a sow. Pretend to be discovered by that AI in the young man's mind. I'm sorry, I don't care too much about her living. How to die. Then the young man pretended. The characters themselves have a God easier to understand than good people, usually protected by God. If you are so kind, God will bless you. 6, you probably heard this and agreed. That kind of salary certainly won't work. Hear this sentence from 6 possible Trong Lo aesthetic. Can't be denied. This girl's innocence is precious. A moment later, it came from the music hall. Right now, Uncle View and his wife were waiting for him. While it's in the back of the trunk, the fat man from Spring Lightning is extremely sad. To leave, the shelter had many dolls. Female. Take a look at the music section. Ponder. There's no sign of human activity around. Everyone else in the neighborhood, they must be dead. King, after a long time, glad to see you again. Ha ha ha, we haven't seen each other in a long time. It's so good that everyone is safe. And so all the hands made faces and laughed. Everyone went into Zhang Yi's former apartment. Campaign and show. Looking back at a round of the apartment, old images appear in the young man's mind. Since the frost came, time goes by so fast. I knew you were coming. I've cleaned my room. Although many people, a little cramped house doesn't matter. That's good. A lot of people are excited. We can collect 2 sets of mahjong. In the living room, he asked me to look at a cigarette and ask, has the recent situation in the area stabilized? The others are almost dead, aren't they? Is there a stupid person running to steal your stuff? The view just lit up. Nothing can pass your eyes. After you leave some time later, they thought it was safe and came looking for me. Originally talk to them and pray for them. But you know it. After the last desperate end of the world, I'm not a saint anymore. So I firmly rejected them. The young man listened to the view and nodded, not beyond prediction. And then those agitated people came to make it difficult, so I sent them away. But there's still a group that's surviving. Hearing this sentence, Zhang Yi was extremely surprised. It was impossible. It doesn't rely on outside food. How can that group of people survive? The king really knows more. And you know that group very well. It's the swordsmen in Building 18. When you hear the two words, you are curious. Do you know their current situation? I don't know about this. Before, you told me I didn't need much contact with them. Avoid getting stabbed in the back. They're afraid you won't come. I don't want to risk my life either, so I've never been in contact with that group. Just in that building, I can still see the shadow of the living, so I know they still exist. Young people inflate obesity, epidemic. I have to go back to visit this friend. I'm curious to ask you now. Are you in any danger? Let me tell you this, that's what it is. When he heard the story, he was a terrified fan. What are they going to use? It's not clear if he cheated on me or if he actually did. But to be safe, I decided to stay away from them for a while. Young people advocate open space. Take the fruit and eat it. It's probably fake. Confirm it's safe, and we'll be back. I see you're already here. Stay here for a while to make sure. This should not be taken for granted. The king tightened his hand, determined to go to this safe house and return it to me. My husband and I moved to the next house. I heard Uncle Wang say that. Trong asked, "What are you talking about?" The young man patted his uncle on the shoulder. "Stay in this house comfortably. I think you're missing a home in Sao right now," slowly replied. "It's up to you to decide. In short, just have fun. The longer you're here, the more fun you'll have with America." Young man Tang face continues. The tension between you and Tae-sun cannot be resolved unless you completely leave this place. If not, Chen just needs a chance. I will try to kill you. Take everything in your hands. The young man sighed. The world is impermanent. I just want to live peacefully. No one wants to make enemies with anyone. Why does trouble always come? I can see that Zheng looks tired because of these unintended problems. The king comforted the young man. It's not because the goods in your hands are so precious. There's so much good that, in the end times, they also want to steal. Then the king said optimistically, "I see you're not in trouble for this part. Of course, compared to you, your quality of life is far below mine. This world is like that, living to be hated, to be despised. Even if you do nothing, they can't stop the red eyes, the glares of others. If you have enough power, it can destroy people. At the fucking Tae-sun Kier base. That's too good. That's right. A while ago, there's a group of very old people around here. I don't know if this news is true for you, use or not. It's a group of people like ascetics. That's a lot of people, at least a few hundred. Such a large number SA. While the two men talk, the girls are playing something. At first, I was worried they were going to steal. But that group doesn't seem to have any bad intentions. I talked to them for a while to know these people are believers in a religion. It's called the Snow Spear. Listen to me, Zhang Yifeng muttered. The snow. It sounds like the old people were afraid of natural disasters. And then there's this cult of deities and Tai. From the god of dance, water god to god. There's a snow god now. But they're a little weird. The head is called the Gray. He found you, and I realized right away that you're a psychic. And he said he could help you develop your abilities. It makes you stronger. If you listen here, analyze. This person is very likely a fraud, and it's no wonder you're a psychic. Maybe I accidentally saw you use external power. Even if it's really possible. There is no reason to help you. For no reason like that. The girls in the house continued to have fun. The king continued to say, "I thought so too at the time, even though I have said, We can't trust the goodwill of strangers. That's why I rejected him. You're right to do that. But it seems he was looking for others in the neighborhood. What the outcome is, I don't know. My idea is those who claim to be the price of the snows. I've been looking for ideologues. I think it must be. I heard you say this, and you have to take advantage of it. Let me go out for a ride. I'm going to court 18. Do you need me to come with you? Before your offer to go with you. Te Zua, translation view. No need. It's just a bunch of normal people. There's nothing to worry about. Zhang Yi is about to go out. Yang Han immediately asked, Zhang, where are you going? I'm going to see some old friends.